everybody, and welcome to the AFHS football pregame show. We've got a great game coming up for you guys shortly. It is the 8-4 Apex Friendship Patriots taking on the 5-5 Hoggard Vikings. I'm Tyson Gifford. We're going to jump right into the action here. It's the 4th seeded Hoggard Vikings from Wilmington, North Carolina, kicking off the second round of the 4AA state playoffs at home. They will welcome the 12th seeded Patriots, traveling just over 2 hours. In fact, traveling there right now as we are recording to play tonight's game in Wilmington, North Carolina. Now, 4th seeded Hoggard Vikings, you might think, man, this is going to be a tough test, and it will be, but records don't matter and seeds don't matter, as we saw last week. It's the playoffs. Teams bring a different intensity to the playoffs, as we saw last week. As we'll go into the recap here, Apex Friendship has the momentum after defeating crosstown foes Green Hope 9-6 in a great defensive battle all game long over 5th seeded Green Hope Falcons. Now, Green Hope was an evenly matched team according to the Max Preps rankings with Apex Friendship, and this game sure played like it. Great defensive battle all the way around. Now, Justin Reed, I would have to say, player of the game, an absolute monster on both sides of the ball, scoring the only touchdown of the night for the Patriots. As Green Hope went to an early lead, 3-0 with a field goal. Friendship bounced back with that Justin Reed touchdown, making it 6-3. Another Green Hope field goal tied up the game in the third quarter, and then an Allen Josephson go-ahead field goal with 50 seconds left all but sealed the game for the Patriots. But it was a Raynell Butler interception, a moment Patriots fans will never forget. Raynell Butler interception with 12.1 seconds remaining to secure the victory. First ever playoff victory for the Friendship Patriots. Now, Hoggard, on the other hand, had a bye week last week as the top 4 seeds receive byes. Hoggard was one of those recipients as a 4 seed. But 2 weeks ago, Hoggard ended up on the wrong side of a blowout, facing rivals New Hanover High School. Now, New Hanover is a 3A team, so Patriots do not have to worry about playing this team. They absolutely clobbered the Vikings 30-7, and this was at home for the Hoggard Vikings. And at halftime, it was 27-0, nothing that the Hoggard Vikings could do to bounce back from that deficit. Now, let's go into a little sabermetric stats here. Apex Friendship is 5-1 on the road. Their only loss on the road comes against Holly Springs. Now, that 5 wins, that includes last week's win against Green Hope in the first round of the playoffs. So Patriots playing the underdog here, definitely. They will be the underdog in every game that they play, barring a few upsets on the other side of the bracket. But Patriots, they're a great road team, and they are definitely looking to show for it tonight. They will play against Hoggard, who's 4-1 at home, their only loss being the New Hanover loss, as we mentioned earlier. Both teams let up very little points, as Patriots let up only about 16.8 points a game, and then Hoggard lets up only about 16.1. So the points scored, as we saw last week, I'd say it's going to be the same game last week that we see here tonight. Low-scoring affair. The points that we see are going to be short and sweet, and whoever gets the ball the most times and pounds the ball down their throats, looks like they're going to end up winning the game. Let's go over some key players. Now, the Patriots offense, Sam Lurch, he's the man at the helm. He's got a 49.2 completion percentage, just under 50%, 808 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions on the regular season. We've got Scott Sidney, Sam Cabe in the backfield, both those running backs, 122 carries. Scott Sidney 689 yards, Sam Cabe 682 Scott Sidney has 12 rushing touchdowns, Sam Cabe with 6. And then combining with Judah Wilson, these 3 running backs have combined for 1,300 yards on the ground. A great trio of running backs. I'd say no other trio of running backs match this in the state. I would have to say Scott Sidney, Judah Wilson, Sam Cabe is the best trio of running backs that any team will face throughout these playoffs. And then who can forget Peyton Bloom, the wide receiver, top leading receiver here on the Patriots offense. 35 receptions, 359 yards, and 6 touchdowns through the air. Now the Vikings defense, this is looking to be a very interesting matchup. They do not have many stats posted, as Jackson King has the most tackles on the team, but only with 36. But there are a bunch of players on the team with that many tackles. The next leading tacklers, Patrick Toto, he's got 32 tackles, and Isaiah Shelton, he's got 31 tackles. Those 3 are the biggest key players on this Hoggard defense. But many other players, they've got upwards of 10, 20. Those are the only 3 that have cracked the 30s in tackles, but they've got a lot of people that can tackle. It's not like you get to one weak side of the ball. They are evenly balanced on the defensive side. Now for the Vikings offense, we've got Gabe Johnson, the quarterback. He's got a 45.7 completion percentage. He's got 629 yards on the season, only 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. That will be the key thing to watch for. If they are throwing that ball deep, he's going to have to look out for this Patriots secondary. They've got Jack Thomas at halfback. He's got 97 carries, 572 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then they've also got a trio of running backs in the backfield. But only one that is worth mentioning is Brady DeHaas as well as Jack Thomas. He's also gotten upwards of 93 carries on the season to be exact, but only 389 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year. Now Gabe Johnson, he's got 629 passing yards, as I mentioned earlier. 255 of those passing yards have gone to Rex Hardy, number 5, a wide receiver. He's got 28 receptions, but no touchdowns on the year. And then the Patriots defense, we've got Justin Reed, 77 tackles, 8 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery, as well as a touchdown against Greenhope on the ground. Now, Nate Hightower has the most tackles on the team. He's got upwards of 80 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery. And then Jaken Burke, the ringleader of this Patriots secondary, he's got 6 interceptions on the year. He's looking to add to this total. As we said earlier, Gabe Johnson's got 7 interceptions. I'd say Jaken and Christian Roundtree, too. They're looking to snag the ball out of that air. Now let's check in with the weather. Well, the game is being played in Wilmington, and what else can you expect but beautiful weather? It's currently 66 degrees right now. It'll drop down to about 57, maybe 54 on the night. The low of the night is supposed to be about 44, but that shouldn't happen until later on, past midnight, and the game shouldn't go on until then. So about 50s, mid-50s is what you'll expect tonight. A little bit of a breeze, but overall clear skies, great weather for some playoff football. Back to you. Alrighty, that is the weather report. We've got just a little bit of time left, so we're going to go over some key matchups for tonight. It is a favorable matchup for this Patriots secondary. The only receiver that has topped 200 yards on the season, as we mentioned before, Rex Hardy with 255, and as well Gabe Johnson, 3 touchdowns but 7 interceptions on the year. Christian Roundtree's got 5 interceptions on the season. We've got Jaken Burke with 6, and don't forget Raynell Butler now has 4 on the season, including that game-sealing pick against Greenhope. This Patriots secondary, they're pretty good. All right. Not many big names on the defense for Hoggard, but they are well balanced, so it'll be interesting to see how this three-headed monster of the running back core will do tonight. We've got Scott Sidney, Sam Cabe, and Judah Wilson in the backfield. They should make some good work out of this Hoggard defense, but they are bend, don't break. As we said earlier, only 16.1 points allowed on the season, so it'll be interesting matchup to see these running backs against this Hoggard defense. And one last thing, Patriots front seven can make a huge statement to not just against Hoggard, but to the entire state as well with this matchup tonight. If they can get through that Hoggard offensive line, Zach Johnson, we've got Josh Kelsey, a name that we haven't mentioned often. Of course, we have Nate Hightower and Justin Reed. If they can get to the quarterback, I'd say Gabe Johnson is going to have a long night. Thank you guys for watching tonight's pregame show. Enjoy the game. Roll Pats.